Hey guys, I got a different video for you today which is kind of weirdo. It's again about the critical race theory thing that has been happening, and I just wanted to clarify a few things, why it's so big and why there was like somebody trying to be governor of a specific place that is, I believe it's Virginia, and he was winning, right? He was winning and everything was kind of Gucci. And critical race theory is like they're trying to teach specific kids how races works and everything, but the main thing is white kids are bad. So to begin about this whole situation, so to start off, literally all the parents that were kind of confused about why are you teaching kids all this critical race theory stuff. I don't want my kids to come home and be like, hey, I'm a bad person because I'm white. Mom, you're that too. Your ancestors did that. And like, why are we doing this? So the parents were like, well, most mom Papa's like, do you just study, man, I don't care, or something. It happens, I agree. But mom was like, whoa, why is my kids telling me this stuff, right? So the school started making like secret Facebook pages like very ninja, right? And started hunting these moms, deleting the things that are saying, and then exposing that information online, so people start harassing them because by telling them they're racist, that they don't agree with critical race theory, because nobody knew what critical race theory was. So they were like focusing on that and then demonizing these people, and their houses got attacked. You get the gist. But it was very bad. Anti-racist Parents of Loudoun County. That's how the group was called. It was private. You can't find it. Somebody had to invite you. So it was like a very gangster privileged place. There were like 600 people designed to expose the parents. Do you really think that's normal? A hidden secret school group of a school? I don't know, man. I don't think even all of them are teachers. It was like friend of a friend and a detective and a bunch of more, and you know where I'm going with this. And don't get me wrong, it's not just school staff and a bunch of people. I'm talking about elected officials. It was really bad. Daily Wire hired like a few detectives and all stuff like that to do like a gangster investigation, and they found a lot of stuff, and they were like, whoa, we need to investigate our schools? Why do you think I'm saying we need cameras in our school? You're trusting people for 8 hours with your kid. You don't even hang around with your kid after those 8 hours as much as them. Do you really think they can't destroy your kid? Duh. Especially impressionable kids? Duh. So the left-wing guy, he was kinda winning, right? So everybody thought, oh, it's gonna be good, left-wing, critical race power, la 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 la. But he did one stupid thing. So what happened? The left-wing guy was winning Gucci almost in every poll. Everything was something cool and everything. But like most left-wing people, when they're comfortable, their tongue becomes so big like it had an erection, and they say something so stupid they can keep their mouth closed because of the erection, and then they're you don't have the right to teach your own kids.
I don't think parents should be telling schools what they should teach.
And that's where everything started going like a little crazy. That's why we started seeing a lot of mom protesting in some videos that they did in the past.
My children are now in private school and are thriving. We had specifically moved into chased out of LCPS due to the swift and uncompromising political agenda of Superintendents Williams, Ziegler, and the school board that have forced upon us. First, it was in early spring of 2020 when my 6-year-old somberly came to me and asked me if she was born evil because she was a white person, something she learned in a history lesson at school. Then you kept the schools closed for a year and a half despite the science indicating that it was safe for kids to return. And now you've covered up a rape, then arrested, humiliated, and falsely accused her parents of being domestic terrorists. I wish I could return my kids to LCPS. Private school is expensive, and I want my kids to be able to walk home from school with their friends in their own community. I refuse to allow you to destroy our schools. They are not your schools, they are our schools. You all should be ashamed, and you should have the moral courage to admit you are wrong and step down.
And from the Daily Wire, there is this guy called Matt Walsh, and he's very focused about the education of the kids, right? And I've been following him quite a lot because he has been making some interesting points. Like, dude, you can't do this. These are kids. You're not even supposed to touch them or even tell them what to think, especially when the only thing you want them to think is related to the media that is funding you by your woke points. You're not listening to us. You're doing what other people tell you how we have to live. And you trap us in it by muting us. We can't have an opinion. Are you freaking crazy?
Now you only give us 60 seconds, so let me get to the point. You are all child abusers. You prey upon impressionable children and indoctrinate them into your insane ideological cult, a cult which holds many fanatical views, but none so deranged as the idea that boys are girls and girls are boys. By imposing this vile nonsense on students to the point even of forcing young girls to share locker rooms with boys, you deprive these kids of safety and privacy and something more fundamental too, which is truth.
But it kind of exploded like big time, you know? That's why they arrested that guy and they said, oh my god, look at how aggressive these right-wing people are becoming. This is unacceptable. We need to call for the FBI. The FBI need to solve this because they have threatened me to don't touch my kids because I'm doing something very bad. So I'm not sure if you heard. There is like a Loudoun County school tried to conceal sexual assault against daughter in a bathroom, father says. So I'm like, father says, did it really happen? Well, if you go do some investigation about it, you're gonna realize there was this guy kind of walking there with a skirt, supposedly transgender. Nobody wants to admit it. Nobody at the school wants to admit it. But when the daughter went to Papa, hey Papa, this happened, and they checked her, dude, they did something horrible. Horrible. So I'm sure if you heard about this news, you might have seen Scott Smith, this face, and everybody was using him like he was the one that was the most aggressive person. Yes, of course he was the most aggressive person. He was the most aggressive father that her daughter got raped, and you guys didn't do anything about it. You guys said nothing happened. Only for him to find out the person that was kind of responsible for that action, you sent him to, or her, whatever, I don't want to label him wrong again. You know how it is nowadays. But it's kind of weird. You sent it to another school, or they raped another person. People, a lady, a small kid, raped anally? No lubrication? Do you have any idea the pain and shock you left on this girl? And then the whole school decided, no, it never happened. We need to protect the gender. I remember I keep talking to left-wing people about this stuff. Most of them say this won't happen. When I explain this, they're like, no, but they're doing an investigation. We're not sure. Nah. You're not gonna use my kids or other people's kids as an experiment process to see if it can be possible or not. No. I'm just surprised. The fact that I defend my kid in an aggressive way for something that I don't agree. And the first thing that you would say to me is domestic terrorist. I find it so stupid. I find it so stupid. Who are you that you love my kid more than me? That you will send cops to arrest me because I don't agree what you're teaching my kid? There's always something weird about it that I'm like, who are you that you can say that? As a Christian, I would never say I can force my Christianity on somebody else.
You in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit.
Christianity has to reflect on my action, and maybe somebody might be, that's kind of interesting. You handle that pain in a very positive way. I'm impressed. That's how you do it. But the fact that I'm telling you, you can't teach my kids that thing that I don't consider that normal, and you get angry at me and call the cops? Nah, man. You're gonna push something on kids that can't even make a decision. They're impressionable, especially when the only thing you want them to think is related to the media that is funding you by your woke points. You're not listening to us. You're doing what other people tell you how we have to live. And you trap us in it by muting us. We can't have an opinion. Are you freaking crazy? I don't want my kid to be in a room with another kid that I don't trust. So for a daughter, for example, especially for daughters that get raped the most sometimes at school, I don't want them to be ever near a boy that I don't feel comfortable. That's it.
Do we have assaults in our bathrooms or our locker rooms regularly? I would hope not, but I would like clarification.
To my knowledge, we don't have any records of assaults occurring.
Forcible fellatio, so that's mouth to the thing of the lady. Forcible come on, people. Yeah, anal, the other part. I'm like, you can't do this anally. And I don't know, man. But I'm not surprised though that you're so pissed. So pissed. I don't care if you can't change your gender and you say, Papa, nobody cares. Nobody says they. I can find somebody that loves me. Then a daughter that says, Papa, this happened to me. And nobody believes me. They say it never happened. It's not a competition. Especially in a society when Me Too is everything. And there's no Me Too against transgender people. I'm surprised. I think you get the gist of why I'm so worried about this situation. And why I think people need to start acting out in a nice way, direct, before they start giving us this option that these are legal woke point and this is what we have to do. Because if they go against it, they're like, yeah, but then we're racist. They're like, no. If we keep getting cases like this and these people feel comfortable keep doing it and you keep changing them at schools, no, just block the school. Because I don't want my kids to be a guinea pig experiments so other people feel safe. It doesn't make any sense because you give one thing, they get the whole hand. Nah, man, guess what? You're not gonna even get my finger. And if that bothers you, go buy your finger.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk criollo colombici jam jam turloqueta verdeta welcome. Den bida mi a tu iniciativa, padrei ku indica e também que sum sativa. Te ainda no que acepta ku eta medicina, Bob di nang di eta causa rebeldia. Cooking.